Alright, welcome back. This is episode 77, Enter 77, and we are going to be doing some exciting things this episode, including reviving Arl Eamon for the first time in like 50, 60 episodes. Um, Alright, so before we begin, actually, I want to talk to Liliana one more time, because I looked up the quest again, and well, let's just talk to her and see if there's anything else.
Do you remember our discussion?
Oh, I think, maybe? I don't know. I'm hopeful I didn't actually screw this up, because I think you get an extra chance after you talk. Well, let's just start going. Uh, what discussion?
About Marjolaine and me, and my doubts about my path. I just wanted to tell you that I thought about what you told me, and you were right. Despite what Marjolaine says, I am not like her. I know that now. I have found peace in knowing the Maker, and nothing will change that. I followed you to make the world a better place, and as long as I keep that in mind, I will not fall. Sometimes it takes another to show us the truths we hide from ourselves.
Okay, so it wasn't the conversation I thought it was going to be, or hoped it was going to be, but that's cool too. So yeah, it's weird because like the first time I was doing it, I kind of realized there were branching paths. I think like different ways to affect the characters and change their outlook. I didn't realize it was a mechanic the way it was, where they're either hardened or unhardened, and the way it's done mechanically, it almost makes it as if it's intended that you harden them. Like they're supposed to like learn from their experiences. But at least in Liliana's case, it doesn't really seem like that's a good thing. Like I don't know if I want to make her back into a kind of a cold, calculating assassin like she used to be. I think I like it better, that she's improved, that she's chosen to be a better person and to do good for the world, even if it's not with the Chantry, but instead of just being out for herself. Um, See, again, I feel like this is the more flirtatious one, but I don't know if it's actually supposed to be portrayed as that or if it's supposed to be serious. So because there's no tone, I'm going to say it was my pleasure.
I'm glad I left Lothering in your company. You have proven a true friend, and I thank the Maker for you.
A true friend. Ah, oh, friend zoned. All right, let's try again.
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
We need to talk.
Of course.
Oh, this is it, I think. Okay. Are you feeling better about what happened with Marjolaine?
Yes, a little better. Time heals all wounds, so they say. Scars remain, but they are just colors in the painting that is my life, no?
It's very poetic. I don't want to say the wrong thing and screw it up, but I'm just going to go with it and hope I'm doing this right. I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
I wish things had happened differently, but knowing her and knowing me, I don't think it could have. We had good times, though, and I look back on those fondly.
See, there you go.
Whatever happened after will never change the truth of the past.
It's a good way to look at things. See, I want to say number one, but I actually remember reading number two. Definitely leads to the romance, and I don't want to mess it up at this point. Or do I? Let's try it. If I mess it up, I can always just reload. I hate doing that, but I want to make sure I get this right. You can talk to me if you need to.
It's not so bad. Look, now I have new friends, a new family. In spite of it all, life is good.
Maybe I did screw that up.
I know that look. Of course.
Oh, I guess I did. Okay. Let's reload then. Oops, that was again the screenshot button. Take two. See, that's what I don't like. Like, how is the one... Like, you almost have to, like, stumble into the romances, which I guess is more realistic that way. But still, like, you think they'd make it a little more... I don't know, a little more obvious.
Do you remember our discussion? Despite sometimes
Let's get this again.
it takes another...
It was my pleasure. Did I... Okay, yes, that was... We had a second one.
Look. Of course.
Make
Yes,
sure
a little
vein...
better. Time heals all wounds, so they say. I wish things had happened. We had good times, though. And I look back on those...
So you have to say she was special to you, wasn't she?
Yes, once, a long time ago. She was a worldly woman, and there was so much she knew and was willing to share with me. I would have done anything for her once.
She didn't deserve you.
She used to be different. Happier, I think. She loved music and had a weakness for sugary cakes.
She was
Maybe
a bard.
She was always lying about who she was. Or maybe she changed over the years.
Hmm. I don't remember what the correct choice is. See, I wish I could go through this naturally and just, whatever. You miss her.
I do, and I probably always will. I will just move on, and I think I have. You are how she used to be years ago, a joy to be around, a
Here we
constant
go.
companion, and a listening ear in times of need.
Hmm. See, I wish you didn't have to be so forward, I guess. Because I feel like it's, I don't know, a little too try hard, a lot of their options. But I feel like the more casual options are, like, that will not change, not if I can help it. Don't end up going anywhere. So I'll say, I can only hope to one day be as special as she was to you. Jeez, that sounds kind of needy.
My dearest one, I think that day has already come and gone. I have never regretted leaving Orlais. I do not regret any of the pain, the anger, the loneliness, because it brought me to you, and
Oh,
I love you. It's so wonderful to say that to someone again. But people are starting to look at me strangely. We will speak of this again, I promise.
so I guess we hadn't missed the romance then. All right, good. I'm glad. 'Cause like I said, I'm pretty sure I romanced Leon in my first playthrough, and I wanted to kind of make this similar in some ways,
I
since
enjoy
we'll be
the nights
importing
I
it to
camp.
later ones.
The night always seems more peaceful to me, safer.
Um, I know what you mean.
I feel the night grants us a reprieve from the troubles of the day. Silly, isn't it? The darkspawn never sleep, and they lurk in the shadows.
It's not silly to seek moments to lay down your burdens.
I enjoy those nights when we stand guard together, talking to pass the time in those small hours. Well, I talk and you listen mostly. Sometimes I succumb and fall asleep and wake to find you still watchful. And I know you're watching out for me.
Oh, bit of an audio bug there. Um, it would be nice if you stayed awake for a change. Not gonna go with that one. They're all pretty good, but I don't want to use the word friends because that could give her the wrong signal. You never have to feel afraid with me.
What I'm trying to say
It's a good one.
is that I trust you. I'm comfortable around you. I know you'll be there when I need you. You are our leader and my friend, and sometimes I think that maybe we could be more than that. Maker, look at me stumbling over my words like an ill-educated peasant girl. Some bard I am.
Um, hopefully at this point we've already locked it in. Although is this? See, I hate this because I really just want to choose the ones I want to choose and have it work out. But hopefully it's not. I'm worried that there are like pitfalls here. And I think I remember reading that some of the options are actually bugged, which has me doubly worried. Um, well, I'm gonna just go with what I go with, and if we screw it up, I'll worry about that then. Don't change the subject.
There isn't much more I can say. My feelings have been laid bare. You are very special to me.
Um, I feel the same way, and I'm glad you do too.
Really? No one told me. You you felt the same way and didn't do me the courtesy of informing me? You made me say all those things. Why couldn't you have said them first? Oh, you... Oh, how very awkward.
Somebody's got to be first. Um, see again, I know which one you're supposed to say, going with the guide, but uh, I'm gonna joke with her. That's me. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, chivalry is so dead. Making the lady spill her guts like that.
Um, let's go ahead and kiss her. And the romantic music plays.
Well, that settles it then.
I like how it's right. EA server disconnected. Perfect. Um, I like how it's right in the middle of camp too, with like everybody just like staring at us, including Schmooples there. All right, so I'm glad we didn't miss that quest though, or not quest, but I guess a quest in the sense. I try to talk to Alistair because I feel like we haven't in a while.
Something on your mind? Of course.
I guess not. Okay. Um, all right, so I sold all my stuff to Bodak. We have a decent amount of gold. We're not at the point of no return yet. I'm gonna keep most of these because I don't know which other ones I'll find. I did make some more potions. I should probably buy some ingredients to make more, but I'll take care of all that stuff before we get to the point of no return. Until then, actually, while I'm here, there are 3 items in the game I still would like to buy, plus a couple tomes if I have enough gold before we get to that point. There's a belt, a amulet, and a ring. For everything else, we pretty much already have the best ones for a mage in the game. And I mean, these aren't bad. Some of these are actually pretty good. But I wouldn't mind replacing them. So let's start out by buying...
I'm sure you'll be
Since I think of those 3, the amulet is probably the one most in need of replacing. I guess the ring, you could argue, is too, because it's only 10% electricity damage, and I only have 3 electricity attacks. But that being said, Storm of the Century is my most powerful attack. So the Spell Ward is, considering the amulet I currently have is also defensive. See, again, there's a part of me that really wants to have an offensive amulet, but in the game, the best items really are defensive, which is okay because the more you stay alive, the less time you have to spend healing yourself, and the more time you can spend healing others or doing damage. So we're gonna go with this because the 8 health regen while exploring doesn't really matter because you're out of combat then. But 10% chance to dodge attacks. You still have the chance to avoid missile attacks. You don't lose the minus 10% nature resistance. You have 30 spell resistance instead of 4% spell resistance, and 6 defense. You lose that, but I'd rather have the 5 willpower anyway, which I guess is offensive in a sense, having more willpower. So let's buy it. Oh, that hurt. Okay. But now we have it in our inventory. We're going to close out, and I'm going to equip it. Spell Ward. Nice. That'll make us a little more defensive and give us even more mana. For the Magister Shield, Morrigan could probably use that. Yeah, I should definitely give it to Morrigan because Wynn has her Amulet of Anarin, whatever it's called. And I don't think anybody else needs this. We can sell that. So let's get rid of that. Yep. I'm going to keep the Keening Blade, I decided, mainly to import into the expansion, honestly, because it's a nice starter sword there in case I have any companions who use weapons, or one-handed weapons. Yeah, I can't bring myself to get rid of that one. And since it is part of the base game, it will import, unlike the DLC stuff, which does not import, I believe. Do I have any DLC stuff? I don't know if I actually do. No, I don't. Well, the belt, but I'll be replacing that probably. Some of my companions do, though, but that's okay. But yeah, take note that if you import with any DLC items, they will not import with you, for the most part. But we won't be importing for quite a while anyway, so yeah, let's do another quick save, and one more. Yeah, we're really getting those quests knocked out, aren't we? Yep. Alright, the Arl of Redcliffe. Let's finish it. Okay, so... Ooh, glowy. Let's take Alistair. I'm going to take Liliana for this part because I feel like it still kind of involves the urn a little bit. I don't know if she's anything to say, but... And Win.
Yes.
We'll use Everin in a little bit. Don't worry. And probably Ogren too. I haven't used him in a while. Redcliffe. We want to go to the castle. That's where the dear Arl is. It's kind of weird not reviving him, because in some of my playthroughs I revived him much earlier in the game, which means he's kind of like an advisor to you through most of it. Whereas at this point we revive him and we've already done most of the things. Which actually, I don't know, I kind of like this way better almost. Even though you do miss a decent chunk of him because he is a pretty major character. But there's still a lot left to go that he can take part in. That he plays a major role in fact. Um, but I like that you're the one in charge. There's nobody really advising you. There's nobody to report back to. There's no Admiral Hackett or Elusive Man. It's just you out there in the world on your quest to unite the factions of Ferelden and fight the Darkspawn, because that's what Grey Wardens do. All right, Bantegan.
Return. Might you have news?
I found the urn.
You have? Wonderful. Let us go at once to Eamon's side and see if the urn's healing powers live up to their reputation.
It seems like so long ago since I've been here. It's really only been like, I don't think it's been a month in real life. I haven't been playing this game that long. I've just been breezing through it. One of the circle mages, I guess. Oh, Isolde is looking on fondly. There we go.
Where am I?
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time. Do you remember nothing?
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
I am here, my husband.
And Connor? Where is my boy? Where is our son?
He lives, though many others are dead. There is much to tell you, husband.
Dead? Then it was not a dream.
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it.
Half his village slaughtered. I'm glad we saved both Isolde and Connor, though, and did it, quote-unquote, the right way, or the best possible outcome way.
This is most troubling.
But the king is dead, and
There is much
all
to
the
be
rest.
done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, you have not only saved my life, but kept my family safe as well. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service?
I need your help against the Blight. That will do.
I understand, but regardless of your motivations, I feel you are worthy of a reward. I would like to honor your efforts. Nothing more.
As you wish, then.
Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within these halls.
Thank you.
For you, Warden, a shield of the same make as those that have been given to our finest knights.
I'm actually thinking maybe that's the moment when you unlock the champion specialization. And I may have already given it to... Who did I give it to? Sten? Gave it to somebody. Ogrim, maybe? I don't know. There's much else to do now.
Indeed. We have no way of knowing what Loghain will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very doorstep.
Yep.
Long I have known him. He is a sensible man, one who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Cailan, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end.
Yeah, I think Loghain probably... And I'm guessing here because I don't really remember if there's more to it, but I think he was a little sick and tired after so long being in Cailan's shadow, and I think he does have good intentions for Ferelden, even if misconstrued ones, but or misguided ones. But I think he honestly believes he would be a much better ruler than Cailan, which is why he did what he did. So I think he's kind of an ends justify the means type of guy, but he is well intentioned. What are you proposing then?
We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn.
Yeah, if we have a civil war, we all kill each other. There'll be nobody left to fight the Blight. But yeah, Loghain must capitulate then.
I agree. Loghain will pay for his heinous crimes, but our armies must be reserved for the Darkspawn, not for each other. I will spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the king. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are you certain?
Plot
I would not
twist.
propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred.
So it's weird because, and I kind of like the way it worked out. We didn't find out about this till this late point in the game, which kind of makes it, yeah, a major twist, which a lot of BioWare games have about this point in the game. However, if you take Alistair with you the first time you go to Redcliffe, which most people will because you only have a certain amount of companions at that time. It's Morgan, Alistair, possibly Dog, Liliana, and Sten. So there's a greater than 50-50 chance you'll have Alistair with you. So most people find out about it very early on in the game, uh, assuming they go to Redcliffe first, which again, I guess not everybody does that. But we didn't find out till now, but we're about to. What about Alistair? What do you mean?
You don't know?
I meant to tell you when we were approaching Redcliffe, but
Alistair is King Merrick's illegitimate son. He is Kaelin's half-brother and has a claim to Ferelden's throne.
It does kind of seem out of nowhere at this point, but I mean, yeah, you can find out a lot earlier, and you can talk to him about it quite a bit, and it becomes kind of a major subplot. In fact, some have actually argued that, in a way, this is Alistair's story more than the Warden's, and I wouldn't say that. I think this game is about the Blight, and that's definitely the Warden's story. But kind of the secondary subplot is this Ferelden Civil War, and if there's a main character of that, depending on how you play it, it is Alistair. But yeah, I want to say, what? Why didn't you tell me this earlier, Alistair? Like, I mean, that's a good question. His affection's at 100. He didn't say anything. That is weird.
I never thought it would come to this. When Kaelin got married, everyone thought it was best to just have me step aside. It was a relief, actually. I don't want to be king. I never did. Even when Kaelin died, I guess I hoped that something else would present itself.
You have a responsibility, Alistair. Without you, Loghain wins. I would have to support him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet, a gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing.
My blessing? Why do you need my blessing?
None of this would be possible without you. You led Alistair here. You saved my life with the urn of sacred ashes. It's your lead I follow. I am a credible enough figure in this nation to call the landsmeet, but I hold no illusions that I could face Loghain without you. Surely you see that.
Wouldn't it be easier to simply kill Loghain? I'm just going to make my way through these questions here.
I'm not sure that would help our cause. We would become the criminals, and our accusations would become excuses. Furthermore, I'm not even certain where Loghain might be.
What's stopping Loghain from just attacking Redcliffe?
Why do you think he had me poisoned? He wanted me gone without having to confront me directly. If I call for a landsmeet, refusing the compromise and attacking Redcliffe will only support our accusations. I'm sure he'd rather I died from the poison. Had the demon not interfered, that's exactly what would have happened.
An interesting turn of events indeed. Do you think the landsmeet idea will work?
That depends. If we cannot get a consensus in the landsmeet for Alistair, we cannot afford to oppose Loghain either. Does that mean Loghain could win? A man who killed his own king, who has gone mad with power? Perhaps. We must see that he does not.
What if we support Loghain? You can't. That's not actually a choice. I'm not going to ask that because I don't think. I mean, as much as I think Aravail is probably a pragmatist, he wouldn't support somebody like that to be king. And what about the Darkspawn?
Ferelden must stand united to defeat the Darkspawn. A fractured nation will not defeat the Blight, even given my army and those gathered with your treaties.
Yeah, we need the army of Ferelden as well, which right now is, or a significant portion of it, probably the majority of it, is directly under Teyrn Loghain's control as regent. So what are my options?
You have already found allies, but we need those to fight Darkspawn. I truly believe the landsmeet is our best option. We could attempt to wage a military campaign against Loghain. But even if we win, would we have enough left to defeat the Darkspawn?
No, but neither would Loghain.
Perhaps Loghain gambles on this attitude. That everyone will decide facing the Darkspawn is more vital than facing him. So that he leads us against the Horde.
That could be an interesting strategy too. And all this, it makes logical sense. I mean, in one way, it's obviously construed this way so that they don't have to have this huge campaign against Loghain and then the final arc of the game. That would be a little too much. But all the rationale for it definitely makes sense in my book. Well, it seems we have little choice then.
Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son's
Oh yes,
tutor.
Jawin.
He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him.
I almost forgot about him. We did defer his judgment.
Jawin, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I've done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jawin's behalf?
Yeah, as as dumb as he is, as he has a knack for making bad decisions, but I do believe he has a good heart. So I'll say he was once a good man and a friend.
Well said. You show more loyalty, perhaps, than he would in your shoes. And what would you have me do? As the injured party, my ability to see the merciful path is strained.
I'm guessing if I say do whatever you wish, he'll just have him killed. And if he deserves no mercy, probably the same. But see, I don't believe that every blood mage should be killed. I think that some could probably be returned to the circle, a new phylactery made, taken to Denerim perhaps, and a especially close eye kept on him by the Templars. But I think people deserve second chances, especially if they're repentant, as he seems to be, and willing to learn from his mistakes. So I say give him to the Circle of Magi.
True enough, and wisely said. Jawin, I hereby turn you over to the Tower of the Circle of Magi. May the Maker have mercy on your soul.
Thank you, my lord. And goodbye, my friend.
Now, back to the matter of the Landsmeet. We should head to Denerim as soon as possible. I can delay that, however, if you have other plans. I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me.
So I don't remember if this is the point of no return or not. I feel like it's not. But just in case, I'm going to say give me some time and make sure of that before we continue.
As you wish. It will take time for the news to spread, and I can use the interim to get my forces organized.
Good.
Please tell me when you wish to leave. Until then, you have the run of Redcliffe.
Alright. Hey, we get to level up. Really? Okay, there's champion unlocked. Oh well, I thought we already had it, but now we do. Why, did I get a free spell or something? Specialization, but I already had that. Oh, you do get a free spell as part of the plot. That's awesome. I like that. Okay. Where to put it is the question. We could do Chain Lightning, but it's not my favorite ability. Cleansing Aura might be useful. Petrify. Maybe we'll go with Petrify. That or Spell Wisp. Let's go with Spell Wisp. Increase my spell power a bit. So let's see. Right now it is at 71. And I think you're supposed to use Spell Wisp first, then this one, the way it stacks. So it goes from 71 to 80. And then from 80 to 98, almost 100 spell power. I'm liking that. Actually, that doesn't look... The Wisp isn't that weird looking. I thought it'd be like a little green, like, what do they call those things? Will-o-wisps. Will-o-wisps, rather. Like the things they see on boats. But, I kind of like that. We should name him. Um, what should we name him? Wispy? I don't know. Will. Well, how about Will? Because like a will-o-wisp. Yeah, that works. We'll name him Will. Or Willy. I don't like Willy. Just go with Will. All right, Will the Spell Wisp. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a minute. How much money do I have? Well, I'm going to look up first and see if this is the point of no return. If it is, we'll spend the money we have, then we'll go on. Otherwise, we'll probably still spend the money we have, and then we'll do the lance meet. So I guess whether it is or it isn't, that'll be our plan. But I'd like to know first. So thank you guys for watching, as always, and I will see you in a couple minutes.